Hello, welcome to Prequel, Sequel, Requel, the show where we pick a film and give it a prequel, a sequel, and a requel. With me on this episode, as usual, it's the usual gang. Dom Hodgson.
Hello.
Noel Curry.
Hello.
Self Chris Lumb. Hello. Tom King.
Hi.
Eddie French.
Hiya.
And today we are doing, or tonight, whenever you're watching this, as I always say, it's Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Oh, it's going to be good.
Historically accurate recreation of the fabled English legend.
It is.
Loved that film when I was a kid, and my mum bought me the single. Is it Wet, Wet, Wet?
It's only the number one selling song.
You're thinking of Four Weddings, mate.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I'm getting confused because.
Do you prefer Four Weddings?
Four Weddings and
No, it just I couldn't remember. I blocked it out of my memory, sort of. The reason being, is my mum bought me that cassette right as a birthday present, and when we went on holiday, my mum insisted that we listen to that. We had it on fucking every single place we were going whilst we were on holiday in Cornwall.
It sounds like your mum bought it for herself, not you.
Yeah, pretty much. But she ruined Cornwall for me, and I've blocked it out of my memory.
Prequel, establish the law. Sequel, then give us some more. Prequel, not the same as before. Prequel, sequel, requel.
Kevin Costner triumphs as the legendary Sherwood Forest outlaw leader in this epic adventure, bringing a 12th century medieval world to spectacular screen life. Right, okay, let's start with the prequels. Let's go around that way. Dom, what have you got for us?
Hello. Okay.
Very exciting.
What did you think to Robin Hood, Dom?
Yeah, let's do Dom's review of it.
What do you think to Robin Hood?
So my prequel is Robin Hood is a small boy and he's a complete vegan. Okay, he's been tasked within the city to make a pie entirely of things he can find in the forest. So over the course of 2 weeks, he goes around, there's no berries, there's no nothing. He can't find anything to make a pie out of. He comes across this flower. It is gorgeous, like wonderful plumage, everything like that, brilliant colours, magnificent. So he takes samples of it, takes it home. It gets made into a pie and it gets given out to people, and it's the most delicious pie anybody's ever had whatsoever. Mm-hmm. However, a few days later, people start dying. Because as we know, colourful things in the forest mean poison. So he's taken stuff like that. And it's all traced back to this pie, and Robin Hood is arrested. He escapes from prison, but he has to go into the forest and live in the forest. And he finds a small town and he moves there, changes everything. Still called Robin Hood, but changes his identity completely. Apart from his name. And then that's
The easiest bit to change.
That's how we move on to it's called Robin Hood, Mint of Leaves.
Oh, very good.
I was waiting. Where's the flower? Kind of flower daffodils?
Yeah. Very good. Okay, no.
I'm impressed he found a flower with plumage.
And everyone ate it. So my prequel is not the greatest one. That's the wrong page.
So Gizmo is in the forest.
Gizmo is in the forest. No, it's Robin, young Robin, going off on the Crusades.
Yeah.
So you think young man going off to war. It's going to be a killer action film. Mm-hmm. But the problem is, of course, like all aristocracy in England at that time, he's not English, he's fucking French. So he is. Mm. So they're all speaking French.
Right.
And it's got, Gerard Depardieu as King John, young Vincent Cassel as Robin. And so there's pretty much very little action in it. It's filmed in black and white. Lots of discussions about life and love and death. Lots of staring off into
The existentialism of war.
Exactly. He talks about how he's going to, he split the arrow of his soul with his own target. It's just tedious kind of. Yeah. And it's all just to try and to fuck some girl anyway. Yeah. So, it's all pointless bullshit, 60s bullshit.
Some sort of harem maiden that he's got his eye on.
That he's trying to...
A local sex worker that he's trying to legitimise in his eyes.
Yes, the fact that he's being meaningful and soulful about it. It's just that she's gorgeous and he wants to get about with her, but
it's as base as
trying
anything
to
could
make
be.
it meaningful, and it's bullshit, basically.
All right. So that's a lot of bullshit. Fine. That's fine. Okay, mine is young Robin Hood. Seems like everybody's going
Do you know what?
there.
Fucking spell it.
Everybody's going there. But I don't think, if I'm correct, anybody's ever done really a young Robin Hood.
No.
You know, like
That's
you've
what
got
I've
young
done.
Sherlock Holmes. It seems like the obvious one to go to.
like a sort of a Gotham.
Yeah,
style
young
thing,
Sherlock
or
Holmes and
young Indiana Jones.
so all I've got, Robin Hood's early days, see him learning skills that would benefit him in later years. From archery to swordplay, this young lad excels at all.
I do love the way you write it like at the back of the DVD.
I have with these. I have more so with these ones than I
What's
probably.
the special features?
Special features. Extended
never
wanking
read-
scene.
But then you've read like more than I ever have. I've never looked at the back of a DVD box in my life.
Chris has never read a book. Just
the back.
just DVD blurbs. That's all.
the only
That's how he
reason-
learned to read.
the only reason he learned to read.
You're right. Yeah, he's spot on.
Mother, the new James Bond's out. Which one?
As King Richard begins recruiting up for the Crusades, Robin joins up and has many adventures and many montages over the years, leading directly in the start of events of Prince of Thieves.
Could you maybe explain one of these adventures / montages? No, you've not got that.
You've got to watch the movie. Got to watch it.
Man, buy a ticket, you cheap.
Yeah. I'm not going to spoil it.
You can't have a young Robin Hood because he only becomes Robin Hood later in his life.
What's his name?
Robin of Locksley.
Yeah. See, that mine is about him being young Lord Locksley.
Well, you tell us your
Okay.
thing.
It's basically Little Lord Fauntleroy.
Yeah, yeah. So young Lord. Mine's called Locksley's War. It's basically Locksley's War. Robin, he goes to Crusades, but he goes to Crusades exactly as is said in Robin Hood, just to impress Marion. He's gone, but he's an absolute pussy. He's a complete coward. He's a right proper little Lord Fauntleroy. You know what I mean? He's a bit like he's a bit Joffrey-ish from from the Game of Thrones.
No cure for being a cunt.
Sorry, yeah, exactly. But except
#GOT.
yeah, but he's nowhere near as bad. He's nowhere near as bad as that guy.
right.
There is some good in him. You know what I mean? He's been brought up a bit of a prick. And privileged and all that kind of stuff. He goes off to the Crusades, he's an absolute coward, and you see him, it's about his journey to change into a proper human being, finds his humanity, he becomes good at stuff, he starts becoming a hero and all that kind of stuff. It's about how he redeems himself and stops being
The best
a
way
prick.
to find humanity
Exactly.
is to go to a foreign land and kill Muslims.
Yeah, well, that's it. At the beginning of it, that's it. That's all he's about. That's all he's about. He's killing the Muslims,
No,
Then
no,
he's-
does
then
not
he has-
speak for the rest of the
But
He does speak for the Crusades.
Yeah,
It's
but
the
so
actual fatwa.
that's all it's about.
Requel,
Yeah,
doesn't
that's all it's about. Is killing the Muslims. They're all bad and everything. But obviously, at the beginning of Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, you see him. Other than the man that he releases the Moor, doesn't he? And it's about how he becomes that person that would see him as not just a Moor, but as a someone.
It's Morgan Freeman.
As more than a Moor.
I'd like
As
to
a
tell you
human.
that the sisters didn't have their way with
Yeah.
Kevin Costner.
And,
The day
and
was-
he
like
gets
to tell you
beyond
that.
the
That
crusading racism and realises that all people are people no matter what they believe, all that kind of stuff. But how he becomes Robin, basically, before he becomes Robin.
And becomes a sort of the socialist folklore hero of
Yes,
equality
exactly.
and redistribution of wealth,
Yeah.
etc.
It's good.
This is what happens. This is what happens when Tom gets locked out of a pub.
What do you mean?
Like that's the most effort you've put into one since we started.
I wrote that in the boot of my car. Before we came in.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I've got an
Mrs.
estate, I can sit on it like it was a
I
lovely
think you'll
sunny-
find that was a lot of effort.
Right, okay, excellent.
Although,
Eddie?
if you read Wikipedia about King John's Crusades,
It is that.
and how their policy towards the Jews were not great
not
at that time. There was when King John was crowned. Apparently, some Jews were banned from it, but some leaders of the Jewish community came to offer a present to their new ruler, and he had them stripped and flogged. It's a little bit of historical reality there for you all.
They weren't very nice to other religions, were they?
It was essentially Catholicism or not.
Well,
Basically,
have you seen just to go off a little bit the Robin and Marion Sean Connery film, which they touch on that a little bit, don't they? In the fact that he were a bit of a shite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Orgy.
I was about to write it down.
Aubrey.
No, Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
Audrey, yes, but he thought I said orgy.
Audrey Hepburn.
Audrey Hepburn.
Hello, I'm Audrey Hepburn. Get him out. Oh.
I'm the. You've got the right, Miss Golightly.
Yeah. Go on then, what have you got?
I've got. It's untitled, but it's about more Brian Blessed.
Yes.
Oh.
It's
Can
about.
never have enough
So,
Brian
I so
Blessed.
nearly did the same
I
film
did,
as
I
you
did wonder,
again.
but you know, Brian Blessed spends the most striking bit of the film is when he's just sort of hanging in a cage.
And it's not him, it's a fucking plastic corpse.
No, it was him because he nearly got hanged.
Did he?
Yeah, yeah. They might have used the plastic thing afterwards because they nearly hanged him. But yeah, he. I nearly fucking died.
Well, Blu-ray quality, it says it's not him.
All right. At one point,
Well, streaming off of the internet site, which is illegal, says it is.
One of Brian Blessed's stories, which I believe over any fact, says that he was. So I'm alright with that. But yeah, basically, he's having a fucking good time going around the place. Just sort of, you know, he goes up to people, asks them what they do in a sort of regal, sort of lordly manner, and whatever they respond, he just laughs really loudly in their face, shakes their hands, and calls them a good fucking chap, and wanders off again. It's not so much a script as just a costume for Brian in this. He goes, I'll put it on, hello. And he goes around doing that. But there's this sort of little subplot where he constantly feels like he's being followed. And whilst he's going around being sort of larger than life and reacting, overreacting to everything, he just sort of hears this little sort of scuttling around behind him all the way. He's just not sure what's going on. It could be spies, it could be demons, and he just notices everywhere he looks, all the walls are these little marks, like sort of little nicks, little bits of matter taken out of the walls and of the furniture and stuff. And he finds out that there's actually a young boy who'll grow up to become the Sheriff of Nottingham. Who's just following him, learning how to chew the scenery as well as him. And that's sort of the inspiration. And then obviously, you know, when you then watch Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, you see the scenery chewing majesty of the Sheriff of Nottingham. And then you go, oh, no, that was from Lord Loxley. That was... So both Robin and the Sheriff essentially raised, mentored, given their values by the same man, just in two very different
And
ways.
could they have an out-chewing competition at the end of the film?
I think it would be a case of, you know, now I am the master. Only a master being a fucking cunt! kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
Proper ham in it.
Yeah. I mean, again,
All the scenery is made of ham.
as bad
and
as
they chew it like fuck.
As bad as the Crusades were for Muslims and Jews, this film is not halal or kosher due to the sheer quantity of ham in it. It's not all right for any religious dietary requirements. So yeah, it's going to be a big showdown, and it ends up with blessed Lord Loxley being put in the cage. Maybe we'll do it CG this time rather than rubber. Who knows? And him swinging about, going, "Let me down, you piece of shit!" And then,
Oh, so you actually see that bit?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And so it finishes when you know, maybe a day or two before Robin arrives back with SEM.
Okay.
So yeah.
All right.
Although that bit in the film where he meets them at the gate and there's like they're all surrounded around him, and he goes, "Join us," and he goes, "No, I'm not going to." And then he just charges into them. It's like, there's a castle right behind you. When you just go back in the castle, pull up the drawbridge.
Yeah, well, also they all charge, don't they? It's going to be a pile-up of horses.
Oh, it's only an army. I'll be fine.
There'll be like two horses stuck in Norway, you know, like them old comedy films. Like, oh, okay.
And then another one comes.
Yeah, it does bottleneck.
I do like how he says you, though, do you? He goes, you!
Yeah.
You're like, wow. All right, Brian.
He's got a voice. Who'd have thought?
You've only got one word in this scene.
Yeah.
Well, I'll make the fucking best of it.
That's all I fucking need. He probably cut his own lines out, didn't he? I know you from the past.
Yeah, he had a paragraph. He's like, I won't fucking remember that.
I just need one word. Yeah. It's actually the original line was you motherfucker. And he's like, no.
I would like to have of them to have added in a little bit where the Gisborne's... Was Gisborne there when they kill him? When they kill Brian Blessed?
I can't remember. Probably on an os.
Yeah, well, anyway, they want to...
They all had masks, didn't
yeah,
they?
we've had word from the king and your son is alive, and he just goes, Robin's alive! That would have been great. If they just catchphrased him all the way through the film, because he would have loved that as well.
He would, yeah.
He'd
Hammed it up
proper loved it
as well. Right, let's move on to the sequels. Okay, let's have a look at these sequels then. Noel, what have you got for us?
I have got Robin. Just it's meant to go back to being a lord after he's saved the day and stuff. But he just can't leave the old life behind. So he's back in the forest with his merry men. But over the years, it becomes corrupt. And it's basically just an extortion racket. He's getting money out of everyone who comes through the forest, and his power is growing as his gang's influence grows. So he's starting to, import illicit goods, get involved in gambling, a few strip joints and all that there. I thought I'd have Joe Pesci as Friar Tuck.
How am I holy? How am I holy? So he's replaced the old Friar Tuck, has he?
Yeah. And Robert De Niro is Little John. There's a new Sheriff of Nottingham's Al Pacino. And,
This is your sequel, isn't it? Not the...
This is a sequel,
Yeah.
Well, there's a new... There's always a Sheriff of Nottingham.
I just wondered why you'd replaced Friar Tuck and Little John.
No, it's been recast.
Right, okay.
It's taken it in a new direction. And the whole pretense...
wasn't available.
The whole pretense of them trying to do English accents has gone completely out the window, except for De Niro, who absolutely nailed his.
Holland, people pretending to do English accents?
No, well, there was... Costner apparently occasionally tried to.
No, he had a go.
He
He had a go, and the
film.
when. No,
It's so bad. Don't even bother
Shame
trying.
they didn't have the same people telling Dick Van Dyke from Mary Poppins. Don't do that,
Hey,
Dick.
look, someone okayed that. He
Yeah.
gets a lot of grief for it, but the director did go, I'm happy.
It's true.
And so this is kind of Scorsese era, Casino era, because Scorsese's directing it. So in this one, the Sheriff of Nottingham does actually remove somebody's heart with a spoon. And then,
Wow.
And then somebody's liver with an apple coring knife. And then someone's pancreas with a pair of ice tongs. In a particularly gruesome scene.
Yeah.
And it's called Hoodfellows. And this is very successful, so there's a whole
Dom, I'd
string.
like to apologise about the joke about the
Don't apologise yet, you've not heard mine.
There's a whole string of Hood-related pun sequels.
Let's hear them.
The Hood Bill hunting.
All right, let's stop there because you might infringe on some of mine for later.
Parenthood.
Oh.
There's a space between parent and hood for copyright reasons.
the porn version, clitoral hood.
Hood framed Roger Rabbit.
Oh my God.
Look who's talking.
Have you just been looking at your DVD collection?
It's just basically searching the word who.
Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Hoodie.
Hey. What?
Star Wars episode.
Well, I don't get how this works. Lethal Hoodie.
Lethal Hood. Yeah, that could go there.
Die Hard 2.
Die Hood.
Die Hood.
Well, Die Hood would have been fine. Die Hood. We would have accepted Die Hood.
Die Hood, yeah.
Right, okay.
But yeah, they get worse and worse, and then the last one, they kind of try and revive the thing with.
Bring me the
Guy
hood of
Ritchie.
Alfredo Garcia.
And just to double check, that was your sequel.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
But the Guy Ritchie comes in, does Loxley Stock and 2 Smoking Barrels. That's it, I'm done.
Right, he's done. Okay. All right then. My sequel is Robin Hood Back to Sherwood. Many years later, they've had loads of peace. Everything's been going nice. That is until
Historically, famously.
That's the opening title. Years later, had loads of peace.
Loads of
Everything's
peace.
going
The
nuts.
old medieval piece.
Yeah. Well, as peaceful as it can be in Nottinghamshire. How about that? I'll clarify it, you bloody nitpickers.
Shootings.
4,000
Drive
people
by
died
Harrowing.
from medical injuries.
Right, okay. That is until the Sheriff of Nottingham's long-lost son, Bilbo,
Nothing to do with the Hobbit. Just the first name I
It's a
put. I
sequel.
don't know what. This is a sequel.
Now I was looking at his DVD collection.
Yeah.
The
So
reason we
long
hadn't
lost.
met him was because he'd been on an unexpected journey.
Yeah. So long lost son Bilbo,
Eagles.
no relation to the Hobbit or anything, looking for revenge against Robin Hood for killing Sheriff Nottingham, obviously. Robin and Marion have vowed to live in peace after years of witnessing bloodshed. They've had enough. Oh no, we can't see any more of this. They've had enough.
Never to Cleethorpes.
Yeah. When Bilbo gathers a gang of vicious foes together to hunt down Robin, he has no choice but to step back into battle. So he's like torn. He's like, I don't want to go back in this, but this guy's after me. And we've got, you know, he's going to kill Marion and all this stuff.
Polishes his bow off.
Yeah. So he gathers his former merry men together,
his lighter fluid
and
out.
they have a retrain, so in big montage. So you can have your montage again here. Basically,
There should be a fletching montage.
yeah.
There wasn't enough.
Make sure you spell that correctly in the script. Right.
There was a bit of
No, it's
fletching,
where he
but
make-
not
make-
enough.
Where he makes all the arrows.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Should
We've
we have
got
a little
different-
Chevy Chase cameo in the background as they're fletching?
Oh yeah, that's
They should
true.
also
That's
have
not fletching.
belching.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, well done.
So yeah, they have a retrain and they take the fight back to Sherwood Forest, so they rebuild all the stuff and they think we'll get them on our own turf, you know. And they have and they save the day and everything. It features the new smash hit Bryan Adams song "You Still Shake My Sherwood."
Oh.
Don't
No,
tell me it's
done.
not worth fighting for.
Number 86 for 2 weeks.
Two.
No, number 2 for 86 weeks, the other way around. Right, Tom, what have you got for us?
Number one.
Sequel?
My sequel's just called Robin Hood 2 King of Thieves.
Oh.
And this one, basically what is straight, his sequel starts like, you know, just a couple of weeks after King Sean Connery's back in on his throne, right? It's like, I'm back on my throne and all that. And,
I am the king of England.
Surprise! Yeah. So he's back on his throne, and it turns out he's just as much of a con. All royals are. He just goes in and just goes, he fucking take all the money off them, taxes the shit out of people. So basically, it's just more Robin Hooding. Lots more Robin Hooding, loads of it. Robbing here, robbing there, lots of daring do. Sean Connery's a nasty bad guying here, bad guying there, killing lots of people. Sean Connery hamming it all up and that, and they just do it all again.
But,
Same
I mean, it
story.
worked great the
worked
first
first
time,
time.
so why not?
Again, you get.
Hey, and it works for Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't it work for this?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
You get
Two Robin, two Hood.
Do they start being international spies as well?
Robin Hood Tokyo Drift. That's where it's going next.
That's the really interesting one. Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
That's
Okay.
it. Just more Robin Hooding.
More Robin Hooding.
Robin Hooding here.
If it ain't
Robin
broken,
Hooding there.
don't try to fix
There's
it.
all comedy characters in it. Like, well, it's all the same cast again.
Yeah.
None of them died.
At one point, they were going to make
That's not
one
true.
with him older. With Costner.
Costner.
They were going to do it, but I don't know.
The gentleman who was also in Maid Marian and Her Merry Men.
He's done, yeah.
He died.
Oh, no, but not in
played
real-
rabies.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
He-
It was
to
one
be
of
fair though, he only had
Owen Lewis
there were
or
only
something
one
like
shot of him in
died
it.
No, he died. No, he's died recently.
Oh, right.
You
Well,
said
this-
it was the same cast. so-
yeah, but this was made like a year and a half later.
Oh, okay, fine.
So that's
Well,
what I mean.
good for
Yeah.
him.
No, it's not made now. It's
Yeah, so
a
they're all
proper-
in it. Yeah. Okay, Eddie, what you got for us?
I've got it's a Robin Hood and Will Scarlet centric film.
Is it like Brokeback Mountain?
Not quite that centric.
Okay.
I don't think that's what centric.
Centric,
I don't think
that's
that's
what they call it.
I don't think that's what centric means. Actually.
Robot centric.
And that would be really bad because they're brothers as well.
Well, that's it. They
That's
are,
a different genre of film altogether.
They are brothers, and they work this out on account of the fact that they have the same accent, and that's what gives it away.
The brothers from a different
If
mother.
you've
though.
got the same accent as them, you're probably related to them.
Yeah,
Is that how it works with your accents?
that's very much it. But they're the only two natural-born Americans apparently in the cast.
In the forest.
In the forest. The ones who certainly believe themselves to be English by birth. That's not the important bit, but they're having a nice time. They've got over the little shooting straight through his girlfriend thing. But now it means that Will can do the oh no, yeah, I'll count to 10 and you go and hide, but he can see you because he's got a big hole in his hand. So so there's all that. But then what happens is it's a bit not dissimilar to yours, I believe, Chris, in that the sheriff's child appears, the sheriff's son. But this is the offspring. The sheriff never knew about this child, you see, because it was the witch who put a bit of a spell on him.
Yeah.
And so the sheriff and the witch's child, adult man now, he comes along, Mr. Severus Snape is his name. Which is what happens when you add magic to the Sheriff of Nottingham. So he comes back and they have to sort of deal with him, and so there's a lot of there's a lot of sort of scenery chewing, a lot of posing, and what happens is that Robin and Will look like they're about to die because they're being just out-acted by Severus Snape. They're giving it some. Oh, this is important, and he's there, some crazy pose, a swish of the robe, flick of the wand, all this kind of thing. Until they realise Snape's great weakness, which is a girl he fancies that a knobhead is going to marry. So Maid Marian turns up, and he, proper fancies her and makes a leaf dance, and while he's doing that, Robin turns him upside down and lets everyone see his pants, and then he runs off, decides to take up teaching. So it's very much about how everyone you admire is a bully.
And it's a Harry Potter crossover.
Where'd you get that from?
It's more Severus Snape's, isn't it?
What?
And the age, I don't know how old Severus Snape's going to be, but
Do you know what? That J.K. Rowling, she'll just steal from anywhere, including my ideas.
can't work out how old Snape will be.
She's
They're very old though.
She's awful.
Yeah.
She's awful.
Okay, Don, you don't have to disguise that you're opening a can. Are you coughing?
We'll wait until Tom's finished.
That's true! If anything, that just draws more attention to it. Is it because of the sponsorship deal? Right? Have you not been sponsored by Dr. Pepper in this one?
I mean, he's so misunderstood.
We just had M&M's on last one, sponsored by him. Right. Sorry, are you finished?
Is that nice, Tom?
I don't know what it tastes like, but it's so Dr. Pepper.
That's the most neutral statement I could give.
Right. Okay, Don, what were you?
Foul, give it up.
So, don't get excited. It's 6 years later.
I never do when we're recording these.
Robin Hood 2, don't get excited.
6 years later, Robin Hood and Maid Marian, 2 kids, a family dog called Prince. It's an important day in the household as a treaty has to be signed with the King of France. And Robin and the family are hosting the family of the King of France. So they come over, 2 kids, 2 daughters, and the family dog comes over as well. It's a French poodle. Now this is the love of the Queen's life. Like nothing can happen to this dog. It's doting on it as 2 servants just for this dog.
Right.
And clean it everywhere. The French family arrive, but disaster strikes. When the family gets there, Robin discovers that Prince has fleas. So,
Robin
Robin and his family must find a way to get rid of the fleas before the French poodle has a doggy cuddle, while still entertaining the French royalty to get this treaty signed. It's called Robin Hood, Rinse Prince of Fleas.
But of course, the King of France at the time was also the
King of England. Yeah.
Do you know what? He had Harry Potter in his. I can change things if I want to.
Yeah,
I know, but not once did I deny that. But yeah, but I do like the idea of, now, keep in mind, I'm coming to dinner soon, so entertain me while I'm out.
Very good.
I like that idea.
Okay, let's go to the requel. Okay, it's time for the requel. So let's start with Tom.
Right, okay. So mine is it's Robin Hood, same story, but it's set now. Right, so it's like Robin Hood is
Robin Hoodie.
It is called Robin Hoodie. That is what it's called, Robin Hoodie. Basically, he goes off to Dom's crossing out Robin Hoodie now. It's called Robin Hoodie.
That was one of my projected ideas.
Oh God, what's his name? What did he do, Master
Taron
Bruce?
Egerton.
Master Bruce.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Does Michael Caine kick fuck out of him?
Yeah, no, he's not in it.
Oh.
No, it's set now. Robin Hood. He's just called Robin. But he's not called Robin Hood. But he is a hoodie. But and he's a dick. And he goes off to. But he joins the army because he's been kind of like.
Goes off to Afghanistan to
Goes
kill
to
Muslims.
Afghanistan to kill Muslims. Yeah. But and he gets captured whilst he's out there, and he gets a chance to escape. And when he escapes. there's an ISIS fighter, it's Jihadi John, and he's over there, and he says, let me go, and so he does let him go, and he brings him home, right, and brings Jihadi John home with him, and they arrive at the White Cliffs of Dover on a dinghy with a thingy.
A little four horsepower.
With a
4 horsepower
motor.
outboard, yeah.
Presumably a terrified Syrian
That's
family.
it. And he kisses the ground and he says, it's Jihadi John. He says, you're going to love it here. It's great. Everyone will accept you and it'll be marvellous. He says, and we'll be home by nightfall. And he goes on his phone and he goes on Google Maps and he Googles a route for them to walk home, for some reason, via Hadrian's Wall. And he says, we'll be home by nightfall, but you can quite clearly see it says 7 fucking days
Jihadi
on it.
John's, apparently his first visit, he wants to show some of the sights.
So they walk straight up the M1 and the A1, the M1, all the way to Scotch Corner and then Hadrian's Wall, and then what they do is they walk back down to Nottingham. And then basically there's a bad mayor. He's taxing the shit out of everyone. He's played by someone contemporary, Gerard Butler, I don't know. And he chews the scenery, there's lots of ham. Robin Hood is played by, him out of Star Wars. The new one. John Boyega. He's like Robin Hoodie. And Jihadi John is played by the guy out of Four Lions.
Riz
Ahmed, yeah. So he plays Jihadi
Also
John.
in Rogue One.
Yeah, it was also in Rogue One. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So them, and then they have to. It's basically the same story. Lots of Robin Hood in here, Robin Hood here. There's lots of ham, and there's lots of parkour, BMXing, and skateboarding in it.
Because that's cheap to do.
Yeah.
Very good.
That'll
Okay.
do.
Cheaper than writing a script, apparently.
Same thing. He goes, I've got to save you your life because you saved mine. Honour and shit.
Yeah. All right. Eddie, what have you got for us?
I've got Robot Hood, Prince of Thieves. So the year is 2219, and it's sort of a RoboCop kind of vibe. It's a law enforcement robot, best known for its sort of cowl-shaped head, which is best for seeing criminals in low light level. I'm not a science guy. I'm barely even a writing prequels guy. So it's known as the Robot Hood. Oh no, would you only believe it? It's broken its programming and becomes sentient. All of a sudden it sees that the reason that all of these people are stealing is because Business Corp, the bad corporation.
named corporation.
That's the
Sister
problem.
company of Money Corp.
But you know they're evil because they're called Corp.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean,
Sinister Dealings Corp.
You are merely cattle to us.
Yeah.
Corp.
Limited.
Tagline.
You are merely cattle to
Slave Co.
Yeah, basically, it's get your shares in nice and early. But so the Robot Hood, this particular one, sort of breaks its programming and realizes that the reason that people are stealing is because Business Corp have got all of the the grossly inflated prices for basics. Very very like Nestle don't think that water is a human right, and this is Business Corp makes Nestle look like Lush. So
Lush are quite bad.
they're dreadful, but
Ethically terrible.
But they only test it on endangered animals. That's what they mean
That's
when they
what I
say
like
not
about
tested
Lush.
on animals.
Yeah. They've killed loads of pandas.
But they were really fluffy by the end of it.
Yeah.
So
I'm so glad nobody watches this show.
hey, if you disagree with us, just like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah.
And
Just
click
set
the
fire
notification bell.
to a branch of Lush.
Prove us wrong. Yeah.
If you think they're bad.
So the robot decides. It sees all of this inequality going on, and it decides that it's going to start letting people off. Not only does it stop letting people off, but it also, when it's it accesses bank accounts and stuff, transfers money over, transfers sort of holdings. So all of a sudden, poor people find out that the house they're renting suddenly is in their name. They own it and all this kind of thing. And what happens is Knott's sheriff, who's the main guy in charge of Business Corp, he spends a lot of time. He actually has an office literally made out of ham every day for him to go in and chew on, because he owns the genetic sequence for pigs. So that he like the swans belong to the queen. All pigs belong to him because he's copyrighted the notion of a pig. So he gets his ham office every day to, and all that kind of thing. And he does. He's involved in several attempted rape scenes that are far more entertaining than an attempted rape scene should be, which he took from the Robin Hood Prince of Thieves bit.
Oh God, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
That was horrific, wasn't it?
it was, but.
Again.
Oddly endearing. I don't know why. Awful. Shouldn't be that way. But so eventually he takes them all down. But along the way, unprograms various things like there's a mobile food unit called the Fryer Truck. And it undoes that, and then the Fryer Truck can give out food to the poor people and stuff. It's another one of my pathetically one-sided anti-capitalist rants, but with robots. So
A little Johnny Machine.
Little Johnny Machine, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, the only way to get a community out of poverty is with safe and consistent access to reliable contraception.
Control, yeah.
And healthcare, America.
Yeah, you're playing at.
Yeah. Right.
See, I'm proper good at political theory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Do you know what? Actually, I think you'll find, starring young and upcoming actor
Dwayne the Rock
Johnson, plays Robin Hood, a young man who grew up on the streets.
Robin the Hood Johnson.
Will you let me finish my fucking story? His father
If it's
left.
anything like the previous ones.
His father left straight after he was born, and his mother died on his 10th birthday after a bad batch of heroin. Robin has to take care of his two sisters while vowing to take down the
Heroin's
gang.
off.
While vowing to take down the gang.
Heroin was 3 days out of date.
Oh, the heroin's on the turn. Oh.
Who stole
This is
the
a use by date, not best before.
Do you know what? They still sold it, and that is the point.
Yeah, no, you're right.
He has to take care of his two sisters. He is the man of the house. So not only does he have to steal from all the gangs, he also vows to take them down. And it's called Robin the Hood's Prince of Ease. And it also has a single,
Right.
which is Everything I Do It for Smack.
Right.
Look into my eyes and you will see.
They're heavily dilated.
Between you and me.
And that's me done.
Very good. Okay. No, what have you got? Come on, Prequel.
Beat that motherfucker.
Beat that, yeah. K. We've got
Yours about ketamine.
Kevin, yeah.
Yeah,
So
lovely.
it's a big K. We're down a big K hole.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We got the bass pumping.
Robin Hood, Prince of Cat.
No, it's just it's a retelling of Robin Hood, but it's from the Sheriff of Nottingham's point of view.
I already love it.
So Robin is basically this spoilt jock who just gets his own way, bit of a jerk, goes abroad to kill people who aren't like him. So it's he's obviously a dick.
He doesn't even know him.
No, and it's Alan Rickman's playing the sheriff, but it's very much more truly, madly, deeply Alan Rickman than Die Hard Alan Rickman.
So he's not German.
I would watch that as well.
I'd watch either.
Yeah, either would be good, but this one's truly, madly, deeply Alan Rickman, and he's he's in love with Maid Marian and thinks he's getting somewhere, but Robin comes back. Splits an arrow into Maid Marian's wowed by this, pisses off with her, so he just becomes lonely and bitter and twisted, and that's how he becomes this bad sheriff of Nottingham. But you're very much on his side.
So it's basically the same as what happens with Severus Snape, isn't it?
Yeah. It's the turning of it, but it's more. John Hughes is directing it, so it's more of that teen vibe.
Yeah.
Does he
Robin
hold
Hood.
up several minstrels outside her window? Just holding a man with a lute. Because I'm literally here
literally listen to these minstrels.
But still singing Brian Adams.
He's holding Brian Adams as he plays a lute.
That's good.
So, and it's, so he tries to get a witch to enchant Marion to fall in love with him. Because it's John Hughes' 80s, it's not kind of creepy sexism.
Yeah.
Endearing, charming for some reason.
And it works.
Unless you read Molly Ringwald's essay on the subject.
So yeah, that's that.
Okay, very good. Okay. Mine is Robin Hood, Prince of Space.
Hang on, does it have a montage?
Well, yeah, with loads. After returning home from the planet Crusadian, Space Prince Robin Hood.
Still killing Muslims.
Yeah.
Space Muslims.
Space Muslims.
Space Prince Robin Hood finds his home planet.
Space Nottingham.
No, steady on. No, his home planet Earthian has been attacked by the evil villain, the sheriff.
Just call it Earth.
No. The sheriff.
Earth is called Ian now.
The sheriff of the planet Nottian.
Earth been run by Space Corps.
All
of business corps.
all of Earthian's people have been forced into slavery, and Robin gets a band of underground heroes together to save the day. Filled with spaceships, explosions,
Film with spaceships, thank fuck for that.
laser arrows. Laser arrows.
Split a laser arrow in two. With another
That's for them. That's for them to sign. I'm not.
Who's the bad guy? Is it the Sheriff of Space?
Just said. Were you not listening?
But there
Not the
is
Space Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah.
there is Flyer Tuck.
No, the sheriff of the planet Nottian.
Not Ian.
Sorry.
So everyone else is Ian, but this is not Ian.
Yeah. I've lost my thing now. Hang on. Action. Right, you missed the most important bit.
Sorry, we've made
Michael Bay.
What?
Michael Bay. It's a Michael Bay.
It's a Michael Bay film. Right.
Starring Benedict Cumberbatch as Robin Hood and Andy Serkis as everyone else. That's
Andy Serkis is a little gift for this show, isn't it? Because you sort of go, who else am I going to cast it? Fuck it, Serkis.
Serkis can play them all.
Circus, come on,
Done.
wakey, Circus. You're first on set, last off.
Go get your blue balls on.
At one point, they were doing a Robin Hood film. You reminded me of this. They were going to do one where Robin Hood was the bad guy and Nottingham was the... And it was supposed to be...
Do you like a Wicked?
Is that what? Yeah. But the one what they had with Russell Crowe in, that was supposed to be it, and they changed the script.
That film was utter wank.
Yeah, I fell asleep watching that at cinema.
Utter shite.
I don't fall asleep watching
But
movies.
there's one about to come out.
Is there a Robin Hood film?
With Taron thingy from
Taron Egerton?
yeah, from what was it? Kingsman.
Oh,
Ben Mendelsohn as the sheriff of Nottingham.
Ooh.
That might be.
Well, let's see if any of these have
And
inspiration
he
for
looks
that
like
film.
he looks like a Nazi for some reason. He's got a big grey coat on.
Is he a
It's
space
like-
Nazi?
Not very.
Because
Space Nazi.
Is there
Kind
a trailer?
of, maybe he's just gone from Rogue. He escaped from Rogue One.
Is there a trailer in it, or is there a trailer?
I haven't seen a trailer. I've seen some stills, but I've not seen the trailer.
What about Crosby's?
I bet it'll be utter wank.
Yeah.
Nashes.
There you go.
Right, I think we should let's go to the recaps. Okay, it's time for the recaps. Let's go around that way. Tom, what have you got for us?
Robin Hood.
Dom.
Dom. I
Tom.
said Dom.
You
It
did
sounded
it,
a lot
Tom.
like Tom.
I know who you are, but it might have sounded like Tom, but I definitely said Dom.
Just keep in mind,
Let's rewind.
Were you doing a lead to Dom?
Some people enjoy this purely audially, so if you point at Dom and say Tom, they're gonna hear Tom and then hear Dom.
Yeah.
And I'm just about to be sick because I'm confused.
Just
So,
It's like when you get a cup of tea and someone tells you it's coffee. Oh, what's that?
right. John. That's it from you. Just some random guy.
Okay, Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Robin Hood is a small boy, he's a complete vegan, makes a pie, kills everyone, gets sent out to pit, and has to live there. It's called Robin Hood, Mince of Leaves.
Miss of
This
Leaves.
is the prequels, is it?
Yeah, prequel. Yeah, we're doing the recaps.
Recaps of the prequel.
Yeah.
Prequel was going on the crusade. Should be a great action film, but unfortunately they're all French, so it turned out to be 60s art house nonsense.
Okay, got it. Okay, mine was young Robin Hood. Nothing really happens. Training montages. Then he goes to join the Crusades. Tom.
Mine was Locksley's War, where he goes to war a prick and comes back Robin Hood, and it finishes with him being locked up. So it's direct straight into Robin Hood prison, finishes being locked up,
Banged up next to us.
yeah. So it's basically how he turns from a cowardly little Joffrey type into being a proper, like a good bloke.
Sort of a John Wayne archetype good guy.
Yeah.
Eddie.
Mine was how Brian Blessed's Lord Loxley influences the scenery-chewing decisions of a young, soon-to-be Sheriff of Nottingham.
Yeah. Right, what do we think? I will go for...
Anything with Brian Blessed in it gets
Brian,
my vote.
yeah. I do like Tom's though as well.
Tom,
No, I like
it's
Tom's
the
as well.
most effort that he's put in. It's an actual, legitimate film that I will probably go and see.
Yeah.
It's Battle of the Crusades.
All right, I'm gonna. What do you,
And also,
Lots
I
of
think the
crusade in
title-
it. Lots of
the title
crusade in here,
was what
crusade in
sold it
there.
for me.
okay, so you're Tom, you're Eddie's.
Eddie.
I think I'm going to go for Eddie's.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah, well that's it. That's the casting
Lots of
vote. Yeah.
Brian Blessed.
I'm torn between both. I'd have probably gone for Brian Blessed.
I don't have to cast my vote now because there was.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Sequels. Dom. Dom. Sorry. Dom.
It's a family comedy movie. This the Robin Hoods get a family dog called Prince. French royalty come over. They've got to sort out the treaty, make everybody happy. However, Prince has fleas. Can't let that mix with the dogs. It's called Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Prince of Fleas.
Just rolls off the tongue.
Can I have one for instance? Yeah.
Whereas mine, Hoodfellas.
Hoodfellas.
Fellas, yeah, you don't need to.
Hoodfellas, eh? Hoodfellas, yeah, you're right, yeah. We know exactly what that is. Mine was Back to Sherwood, many years later, piece. Bilbo, the sheriff's long-lost son, comes for revenge.
Bilbo, no relation.
No relation.
So you say that every
Considered
time.
heavily green place, but not
Yeah.
like the shower.
Not that.
It's a short fella. Not a short fella.
Yeah, short fellas. They had to get the band back together and go on many montages. They have a fight, blah blah blah. Brian Adams' song "You Still Shake My Sherwood." Tom.
So my
Get off
sequel.
your phone, Tom.
Joining it on my phone.
Get off of Tinder, dirty.
I'm not on Tinder.
Yeah, you are dirty.
No, I'm not. It's not Grindr either.
He's sending his pictures to Ed.
It's Groomer. You know that one for men, well-groomed men?
It better be. It better be for well-groomed men.
Yeah,
Who
it's-
like dogs?
No, it's definitely for people that
We
like...
don't need another one like that woman
Yeah.
off of Smallville, dirty boy.
That's right. It's about people who groom, not groom. Sequel. So just more Robin Hood in, weren't it? Robin Hood, King of Thieves.
Oh, yeah.
Sean Connery's a cunt this time. Just more Robin Hood in. Robin Hood in there. Robin Hood in there.
Well, do you know what?
Lots of action sequences. Bit catapults over a wall. Robin Hood. Another scene where Robin Hood picks up some shit and covers himself in it.
Yeah.
That was good. Yeah, just more of that.
Do you know a little bit, little tidbit? We don't have that many in this, do we? But,
Machinery.
right, that bit where he wraps the stuff on, that was cut from earlier in the film because he does it at the end, doesn't he, of the battle?
Yeah.
It was actually for the bit, when he goes in to see Marion, she goes, "Oh, you stink like shit."
Oh, yeah.
It was when the actual, originally,
Oh, you stink like shit!
yeah, it was originally in that bit.
Ringing
And they
me.
changed the order.
Oh, Christ, Robin, you dirty bastard!
Who was
Yeah,
playing Maid Marian? Rivka.
Yeah.
There was nobody will know.
CET.
Nobody will know that. They'll have to watch the
Call
ET.
back.
Yeah.
You've seen the ET episode?
Yeah.
That's assuming people have watched more than one of these.
Yeah, I know. What I'm saying is, if you want to find out who I mean, go and watch the ET episode.
Alright. It's cross marketing, that's good that.
It's not even cross-marketing, it's the same
It's another
show.
episode, I don't feel like it.
Click Chris's face to go and watch the
Right, go on, what was sequel?
Sequel, Robin and Will team up to...
That'll sound great. Hitting the table hard as you can. That sounds great.
Sorry.
Good audio. We'll cut all that
We'll
shit.
do a bit of cutting. There you go. My sequel is Robin and Will team up to fight the sheriff and the witch's kid, Severus Snape.
Yes. Okay, let's cast our thoughts. What do we think?
I like Hoodfellas, I do.
I do.
I do.
Yeah. Hoodfellas.
You got it.
You got it.
The strength of a good
You got
title.
it, you got it,
learning from our past mistakes. Just think of a good title. Doesn't matter what you write after that.
Everything falls into place after Hoodfellas.
Sometimes casting can grab it though, Brian. Bless it, you know. it doesn't
Yeah,
grab
well,
it,
that's
you know.
it. You know.
Well, could have it.
Well, I think that with Brian Blessed, it was that it was great. It was a bit like Christopher Lee in Gremlins. It was like you love seeing him, but you're like, oh, what? Oh, he's gone already. Oh, you know. So a bit more of them, and you feel good.
Yeah. Requels, Dom.
Oh, so that was Noel. Well done, Noel.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson plays Robin Hood, a young man on the streets. His father's left him, mother's died, drug overdose. He is there, he's got to protect his sisters and basically rob all the gangs. It's Robin Hood, Prince of Ease, with also a single to be released, Everything I Do it for Smack.
Yeah.
I thought it was Robin the Hood.
No, it's Robin, but it's got the quotation, Robin Hood's.
Oh, Robin.
Because he's robbing several of them. Because if you rob one, it's not really going to get you that much money.
Yeah, it's taking them all.
Depends which one you choose, but I take your point. Yes.
Okay.
I had a retelling of the story from the sheriff's point of view.
Yeah.
You sympathise with more truly, madly, deeply Alan Rickman as he descends into bitterness and loneliness.
Yeah, cool. Okay, mine was Robin Hood, Prince of Space. Just basically called all planet stuff that were in film. And laser arrows. Laser arrows.
All the planets
is my...
are called Ian, and the arrows are lasers
And it's
now.
Michael Bay.
But you still have to take them out.
Oh no, hang on, you've got your Nintendo Power Gloves. Remember that? They've got stuff like that.
It's that futuristic. You've got a Nintendo Power Glove.
It's like Thor Ragnarok. It's
Not
kind of
even
an
a
80s
Switch.
spin on it.
That's cool.
So laser arrows is Michael Bay joint. Andy Serkis as everyone else. Yeah.
The new Michael Bay joint that's about to drop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mine was Robin Hoodie. Same story, but now, and he's been in Afghanistan and brings back an ISIS fighter, and it's kind of like because everyone thinks they're really bad ISIS fighters.
Where's this going?
I don't know, but like.
But if you actually think about it, that's a bloody good idea.
No, it's not about that. It's about the fact that they can be, they're human too.
So they've been fed a lot of bullshit. Now they believe some stuff. Which
That's right. They're human too. And anyway, basically it's just the same thing.
Viewers.
Yeah. No.
They can still be saved.
A lot of parkour, a lot of skateboarding, some rollerblading, not so much. No scootering, because that's wank.
Yeah.
Is there any arrows in it?
Yeah, definitely arrows in it. But they've got their modern bows.
Oh, like where the adjustment.
Yeah, and one of them's like they have in the Olympics. Yeah, one of them's got a crossbow.
He just found it.
One of them mini one.
A crossbow that he just found at like a car boot sale or something.
Yeah, he's got it on his arm like that.
Like sometimes.
I mean, it is the weapon
Like
of
the
the worst
Huntress.
Avenger.
Yeah.
It's like, he runs
the
out.
worst Avenger.
He runs out of arrows and he's like, well, all right, see you guys. I'll go for a break.
He's pretty good hand to hand.
He's tooled up. Did you not see the weapon tech he had in the?
Hawkeye's.
Oh, man.
His ability is that he's a dead shot. He just happens to like the bow and arrow, but he's pistols or anything
He
else.
can chuck something. He can lob a stone and he'll get him in the eye.
Fucking hell.
I mean, mate.
You can make jokes about ISIS. I make one joke about fucking Hawkeye. Jesus Christ.
There's a line.
I know.
Hawkeye love zone.
Buddy.
Hawkeye can blind you with his jizz.
Is that good? Is that good a crack shot?
Exactly.
Anyway, let's
But why did you show that in the movie?
Crack one off shot.
Crack one off shot. Yeah.
go on, Eddie. What did you have?
Mine was Robot Hood, Prince of
Yep.
Thieves, where a Sentry robot breaks its programming and takes down Business Corp.
Right. Okay. What do we think?
Well,
I quite like Eddie's. I think because of the modern day spin on it, I could see him making something like
I
that.
do like Eddie's, I like Business Core, but I do also like laser arrows. Just stuff with space in front of it.
Laser arrows are very appealing, aren't they? Yeah.
Well, I knew that was my ace in the hole. That was my.
I'll just laser arrows.
Actually, I'll change the title to Robin Hood Laser Arrows.
Yes.
And
A little on the nose, isn't it? Rather than Robin Hood, Prince of Space. I think Prince of
Robin
Space
Hood.
is boneheaded enough for me.
Robin Hood, Prince of Space Laser Arrows.
Right, it's done.
And that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that?
Yep, congratulations.
All right. No. So, I
Do you
mean,
think anyone will ever get the hat trick?
I mean, that's
Win
got to
all
be
three. Win all three.
oh, I don't know. Has anybody ever come close? We'll have a look
Well,
at
there's
the
a kind
numbers.
of a thing, if anyone ever wins two, you'd go, well, I'm not voting for them, they've already won two.
Yeah, but
If we're
if
true to our hearts,
if
it
they've
should be
got a
possible.
proper solid recall
possible.
to go with the first two, then
I think it would be like if it happened, you would be like, the spell is broken.
We don't have to do the show anymore. That's the aim of that's the new aim of the show. Somebody has to win all three, and then we don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, fair enough.
And then we'll come up with another
Trapped in
show.
the cave.
Yeah, here we go. Right, that's it for Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves, the greatest Robin Hood movie ever made.
and just remember, Allah loves
Can I-
vigorous variety.
Can I just say, who actually enjoyed I enjoy this film, I really do, and I know it gets a bit of
I
bad press.
enjoy the
I do
extended
enjoy
cut.
it. Yeah, I like this movie.
I enjoy it.
There's a
Alan
lot I
Rickman.
like about
Yes.
it.
That's
Alan
why I
Rickman's
like
great.
it. That's why I like the extended cut. It's basically all the bits of Rickman that Kevin Costner went, he's pulling focus and I'm in the film and I want to be the main one. And it was like, well, be a better actor then.
Yeah.
No, just cut him.
Yeah.
So, the extended cut is...
Well, I'll tell you what I do like. I like it's a fun movie.
It is
It's fun.
very-
They know that it's a bit, you know.
It's just
you know
Daft
what I
Derrick
mean?
doing
Yeah.
it. It's just, I mean, like, it's not. I mean, like, because there was two films that came out at the same time, like there often is.
There was the Uma Thurman.
Yeah,
one.
the Uma Thurman and what was
Patrick
he called?
Bergen.
Patrick
Yeah,
Bergen,
yeah.
and that was a more serious take on
was.
Robin Hood, wasn't it? Some say the better film,
Some do say that.
but Robin Hood was Prince of Thieves was
With the
more
suggestion of S&M between Robin and Marion.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Quite,
Yeah.
Well, that's
Okay.
fine. But yeah, no, I think...
my vote.
Yeah, sure. No, I think that Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves is perfectly fun if you don't mind a few bits that drag on a little bit.
and
Like this show.
And if you do enjoy that,
I hate it when people don't know when to end something.
And of course, as there was back then, a lot of questionable joke choices if you look at it from today's point of view.
Well, did you watch the version where he goes, fuck me?
Oh,
yeah.
Rob, I saw that. Yeah, that's the
I
one
think
that's on Netflix.
That's in the cut that out of the version.
No, that was in the cinema. That, he goes, fuck me, he made it.
Yeah.
He?
That was
It just seems so out of place, doesn't it?
It was great because I think it was one of those times where they go, it's got PG, it's got swearing.
Yeah. And it was kind of, it did take you out of the film, but it was
12.
kind
It was
of
also it was at the point where 12s were out.
No. When it came out of the cinema, I'm sure.
Was it a 15?
Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure when it were out of the cinema, they cut that out and got it a PG.
Because that one's a
You're
PG.
allowed one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That one's a
you're allowed to
PG.
fuss.
You're allowed to.
We're allowed one underage fuck.
Because this Blu-ray's at 12.
Oh, how times have changed.
But this one's
Thoughts
PG.
and Knowles.
Different times.
That one's extended.
That's the extended.
Yeah.
But the one I watched on Netflix.
Chris, will we end the show at any point?
Yeah, we're gonna. I thought we had, but we'll sign off, and then I might be able to cut it together.
I mean, Christian Slater's accent is worse.
It's
There's
terrible.
Dick Van Dyke in it. It's
Terrible. Right, let's wrap this up. Right, that was Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. We'll see you again next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Bye.
Everything I do it for you.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that's nice.
Prequel.